again, and welcome to American Country Countdown. My name is Bob Kingsley, and coming up in the next 4 hours are the hottest hits in country music from number 40 to number 1. Here come the biggest country hits in America by the world's biggest country stars. Along the way, we'll have the stories behind the singers and their songs. We'll continue our journey through the ACC archives. We'll have our Music Maker feature, our ACC calendar, and a whole lot more for you. But let's begin by hearing the tune that captured top honors last week. It's called That Ain't No Way to Go by Brooks and Dunn.
Lipstick letter across the mirror this morning said goodbye, baby. You left without warning. Like a thief in the night, you ran away with my heart. I can't believe my eyes, must be a bad dream. You always said we had a good thing. You never once let on we were falling apart. That ain't no way to go. I'm tired of thinking. Guess I'll do a little wishful drinking. Make a whiskey wish upon a star. Train whistle blowing down the track. Lonesome sound says she ain't coming back. It's such a cold blow out of the dark. That ain't no way to go. Girl, it just ain't right. Don't you think that I deserve to hear you say goodbye? That ain't no way to go.
That was our number 1 song last week on ACC, That Ain't No Way to Go by Brooks and Dunn. And now, let's unveil the first of this week's 40 biggest country hits.
Number 40.
Here is George Strait, a recent top 10 called Love Bug.
Well, I was ruling the roost, had all the chicks to myself, and suddenly it happened, the fun and little feeling I felt. Well, I tried to how to run it, but it finally caught up with me. Tell me, how can I run from something that I can't see? Oh, that little bitty teeny weeny thing they call the love bug. Nobody's ever seen it, but it's got the whole world shook up. It all started with a little bitty kiss and a hug. It's a little bitty teeny weeny thing they call the love bug. down. But I lost that race by a good old country mile. Yeah, I was walking all around with my head held way up high. And it fooled me, hit me, really took me by surprise. Oh, that little bitty teeny weeny thing they call a love bug. Nobody's ever seen it, but it's got the whole world shook up. It all started with a little bitty kiss and a hug. It's a little bitty teeny weeny thing they call a love bug. Oh, that little bitty teeny weeny thing they call a love bug. Nobody's ever seen it, but it's got the whole world shook up. It all started with a little bitty kiss and a hug. It's a little bitty teeny weeny thing they call a love bug. Yeah, it's a little bitty teeny weeny thing they call a love bug.
With the first of the 40 hottest country hits of the week, George Strait in at number 40 with Love Bug. And with survey song number 39, down from number 25 last week, here is Mark Chestnut.
Woman, sensuous woman, you control the world I'm living in. Woman, sensuous woman, release my body and let me live again. Step by step you taught me easy loving. Night by night you caught me in your will. My self-control was overruled by passion. I couldn't see the heartache up ahead. So, woman, sensuous woman, you control the world I'm living in. I say, woman, sensuous woman, release my body and let me live again. Someone true is waiting, and I should be with her. And she don't know I crave your ecstasy. But many hearts would break if I don't conquer this lustful spell you cast all over me. So, woman, sensuous woman, you control the world I'm living in. Woman, sensuous woman, release my body and let me live again. Body and let me live again.
That is Mark Chestnut down to number 39 with Woman, Sensuous Woman. Up now, the fourth single from the second album by Tracy Lawrence. Now, the album is called Alibis, and by every measure, it has clearly outshone Tracy's debut effort. For example, that first album produced one number one song. whereas Alibis has yielded 4 chart-topping hits. Now, besides the obvious reasons, such as career momentum, more experience, and stronger material, Tracy figures the difference between the 2 albums can be summed up in one word: confidence. He told us that during the making of his first album, he was anything but confident. "I was real green," says Tracy. "It was very intimidating, and I was just flying by the seat of my pants. But on the second album, I felt a lot more in control, and I was confident that I could do it," unquote. Well, from the Alibis album, here is Tracy Lawrence at number 38 and a recent number 1 called If the Good Die Young.
It was Sunday morning, I was 7 years old, in the backyard playing in a big mud hole. I was all decked out, ready for church, had my brand new suit all covered in dirt. Mama hit the ceiling, she was fit to be tied, talking about how she's gonna tan my hide. But Daddy wasn't laughing when I changed my clothes, said, "Mama, leave the boy alone, 'cause if the good die young, if the good die young, our little boy's gonna have a lot of fun, 'cause he's gonna live forever if the good die young." 10 years later, had a hot rod Ford. Constable clocked me at 104. Judge said, "Boy, you're gonna hurt yourself. You'd long been dead if you was anybody else. But if the good die young, yeah, if the good die young, oh, there ain't a sin that's gonna hold you, son, 'cause you're gonna live forever if the good die young." Got a good heart, I wouldn't hurt a soul, but I'm gonna keep her rocking till they call that road. Old St. Peter's gonna have to wait. I'm gonna go to heaven, but I might be late. And if the good die young, Lord, if the good die young, pedal to the metal, let your motor run, 'cause I'm gonna live forever if the good die young. And if the good die young, Lord, if the good die young, check out the jams, we'll have some fun, 'cause I'm gonna live forever if the good die young. Said I'm gonna live forever if the good die young.
That is Tracy Lawrence, that former number 1 song, If the Good Die Young. Last week, it fell off of our survey. This week, it rebounds in at number 38. Now, that is Tracy's 8th chart song so far. All 8 of them have made our top 10, including one called Runnin' Behind, which entered Billboard's country chart 2 years ago this week.
I work, 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 day after day, 50-hour week, 40-hour pay. I no time to get over all this overtime. Yeah, I'm always running, but I'm always running behind. I got a Friday night date with my sweetheart. I'm already late and the car won't start. Lord, I feel like kicking that car and crying. Yeah, I'm always running, but I'm always running behind. All my life has been this way, $1 short and 1 day late. I one rung lower on the ladder I'm trying to climb. If I ever get lucky, if I ever get rich, gonna tow my life up out of this ditch. Watch the world go by while I unwind. Yeah, I'm always running, but I'm always running behind. Short and 1 day late, one rung lower on the ladder I'm trying to climb. If I ever get lucky, if I ever get rich, gonna tow my life up jump out of this ditch. Watch the world go by while I unwind. Yeah, I'm always running, but I'm always running behind. Lord, I'm always running, but I'm always running behind.
From 1992, Tracy Lawrence's top 10 hit, Running Behind. We have got the week's 37 top songs still to come, along with an example of a case where rock music's loss became country music's gain, all because a certain drummer simply could not cope with disco music.
American Country Countdown.
I'm Bob Kingsley, and debuting at number 37, here is Martina McBride, back with one called Independence Day.
Well, she seemed alright by dawn's early light, though she looked a little worried and weak. She tried to pretend he wasn't drinking again, but Daddy left the proof on her cheek. And I was only 8 years old that summer, and I always seemed to be in the way. So I took myself down to the fair in town on Independence Day. Well, word gets around in a small, small town. They said he was a dangerous man, but Mama was proud and she stood her ground. She knew she was on the losing end. Some folks whisper, some folks talk, but everybody looked the other way. When time ran out, there was no one about on Independence Day. Let freedom ring, let the white dove sing, let the whole world know that today is the day of a reckoning. Let the weak be strong, let the right be wrong. Roll the stone away, let the guilty pay. It's Independence Day. Well, she lit up the sky that 4th of July. By the time that the firemen come, they just put out the flames and took down some names and sent me to the county home. Now I ain't saying it's right or it's wrong, but maybe it's the only way. Talk about your revolution. It's Independence Day. Let freedom ring, let the white dove sing, let the whole world know that today is the day of a reckoning. Let the weak be strong, let the right be wrong. Roll the stone away, let the guilty pay. It's Independence Day. Roll the stone away. It's Independence Day.
Martina McBride, debuting at number 37, and Independence Day. You know, experts attribute country music's current boom to several things, including the fact that many fans have been driven away from rock stations by urban rap and dance music. And there is at least one country musician who can identify with that, since he was also driven out of rock music. I'm talking about Brian Prout, who plays drums for the hit band Diamond Rio. Now, back in the late 70s, Brian was a dedicated rock drummer, but during the disco craze, he was forced to either play it or get out of rock. Well, he hated disco, so he left the music business for a while. Now, Brian admits to being rather close-minded about his musical taste, but while he was on hiatus, he started listening to other kinds of music, including country. He discovered how much it had progressed in recent years and was drawn by the sincerity and the emotion of the music. So it wasn't long before he was laying down the beat behind steel guitars instead of synthesizers, and that is how he wound up as a member of Diamond Rio. This week, Brian and all the Diamond Rio guys debut at number 36 on ACC with Love a Little Stronger.
I don't leave any room for doubt when it comes to you and me. You know all about the way I feel inside. You know how hard I try, but that don't mean that I can't love a little stronger, dig a little deeper, go a little farther, anything to please you, girl. Tonight I'm gonna start all over, show you, girl, what's in my heart. Ooh, gonna love a little stronger. Tell me you're the lucky one, but I see things differently. I have just begun to show you that you mean everything to me. I still feel the need. Love a little stronger, dig a little deeper, go a little farther, anything to please you, girl. Tonight I'm gonna start all over, show you, girl, what's in my heart. Ooh, gonna love a little stronger. Stronger, dig a little deeper, go a little farther, anything to please you, girl. Tonight I'm gonna start all over, show you, girl, what's in my heart. Ooh, gonna love a little stronger, gonna love a little stronger. Gonna love a little stronger.
That is Diamond Rio debuting at number 36. It's called Love a Little Stronger. Our next singer recently racked up her second straight number one hit with a tune that occupies the number 35 spot on this week's countdown. It's called Piece of My Heart, and here is Faith Hill.
Didn't I make you feel like you were the only man? And didn't I give you everything that a woman possibly can? Each time I tell myself I think I've had enough, well, I'm gonna show you, baby, that a woman can be tough. So come on, come on, come on, and take another little piece of my heart. another little piece of my heart. I know you will. Break another little piece of my heart now, baby. You know you got it if it makes you feel good, so each time I tell myself that I can't stand the pain, you hold me in your arms and I start singing once again. So come on, come on, come on and take another little piece of my heart now, baby. Won't you just take another little piece of my heart? I know you will, and you will break another little piece of my heart now, baby. You know you got it if it makes you feel good, oh so good. Take another little piece of my heart now, baby. Won't you just take another little piece of my heart? I know you will, and you will break another little piece of my heart now, baby. Take another little piece of my heart, my heart, my heart, my heart, my heart.
Down a notch to number 35 for Faith Hill, Piece of My Heart. Still to come on ACC, the latest from a singer who suffers from a musical illness so severe that he used to travel 100 miles a day for treatment.
American Country Countdown.
I'm Bob Kingsley with Shenandoah and survey song number 34.
Well, he saw it on TV and noted that in video. He learned every step at home and never told us so. When I saw him out there the very first time, I knew. Well, if Bubba can dance, I can too. And if Bubba can scoot, Bubba can slide, Bubba can two-step, Bubba can ride. I never thought he had the nerve. He never said a word. Well, everybody in the place stand back and give me some room. 'Cause if Bubba can dance, I can too. Well, I've been watching all night and I'm working my courage up. Hey, that dude's on the floor and he's doing all the latest stuff. Well, if he's brave enough, then I know what I gotta do. Hey, if Bubba can dance, I can too. Now Bubba can scoot, Bubba can slide, Bubba can two-step, Bubba can glide. I never thought he had the nerve. He never said a word. Well, everybody in the place stand back and give me some room. 'Cause if Bubba can dance, I can too. Yeah, if Bubba can dance, well, I can too. Well, if Bubba can dance, I can too.
5 weeks ago, they hit the number 1 spot with the Bubba Can Dance, down this week to number 34, and that is Shenandoah. Well, I hope you'll tune in every week at this time and count them down with me here on ACC. We're heard in the 50 states and around the world on stations like Cash Country, KACH in Preston, Idaho. WQSI, Frederick's Great Country, 820 AM, 82Q in Frederick, Maryland. Get your kicks on old Route 66, KSSR, 1340 AM in Santa Rosa, New Mexico. And WZZK, today's hot new country in Birmingham, Alabama.
Number 33.
Out of his album Call of the Wild, Aaron Tippin, Whole Lot of Love on the Line.
I've called from every rundown phone booth in Atlanta, Georgia, trying to find someone to tell me where you've gone. I begged and pleaded with your mama till she gave me this number. Honey, we can work it out. Just come on home. 'Cause there's a whole lot of love on the line, and all I need is the chance to change your mind. Don't hang up the phone, 'cause everything's not wrong. Think about it, baby. There's a whole lot of love on the line. All this distance that's come between us has gone far enough. And now I know that closer to you is where I belong. And the feeling I'm feeling inside is what I'm trying to send through these lines. Oh, darling, who cares who's right or who's wrong? 'Cause there's a whole lot of love on the line, and all I need is a chance to change your mind. So don't hang up the phone, because everything's not wrong. Think about it, baby. There's a whole lot of love on the line. Oh, there's a whole lot of love on the line. And all I need is a chance to change your mind. So please don't hang up the phone, because everything's not wrong. Listen to me, darling. There's a whole lot of love on the line. Hey, yeah, yeah. There's a whole lot of love on the line.
Up a couple to number 33, Aaron Tippin, Whole Lot of Love on the Line. Aaron suffers from a musical affliction that is so severe that he used to travel over 100 miles a day to Nashville for treatment. It's true. Now, his so-called musical disease was the burning desire to become a successful country songwriter. At the time, Aaron was living in Russellville, Kentucky, where he worked night shift at an aluminum mill. Now, for about 8 months, his routine was to work till sunup. Then he would go home, take a shower, grab a bite of breakfast, then drive 56 miles to the Nashville office of his music publisher. There, he would work on writing songs until about mid-afternoon, drive back to Kentucky, grab a nap, and go back to work at the mill. Aaron told us that the pace nearly did him in, but the songwriting took hold of him like an infection, and he knew the only medicine was to become good enough to make a living at it. Well, eventually, some of his songs were recorded by Charlie Pride and several other acts, and Aaron was finally able to quit the aluminum mill. Now, of course, his ultimate goal was to write hits for himself, and he has been doing that since 1990. And 2 years ago this week, Aaron landed on Billboard's country chart with one of those songs, a soon-to-be top 5 hit called I Wouldn't Have It Any Other Way.
I've walked the straight and narrow and I've worn a rebel's brand. Sometimes I've had to go without for being my own man. I've rallied to the cause when I knew the cause was right. Yes, I've cut against the grain, but I've kept my peace of mind. And I wouldn't have it any other way. If there's a price for being me, well, that's what I'll have to pay. And I'll take the good and bear the bad till my dying day. I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't have it any other way. I can take the beaten path every time the trouble starts, but I'd rather take a beating than to ever cross my heart. Sticky to my guns, can't be sold or bought. Holding to my honor, no matter what the cost. And I wouldn't have it any other way. If there's a price for being me, well, that's what I'll have to pay. And I'll take the good and bear the bad until my dying day. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't have it any other way. I'll take the good and bear the bad until my dying day. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't have it any other way. No, I wouldn't have it any other way.
From a couple of years ago, Aaron Tippin, that top 5 hit, got up to number 4. As a matter of fact, it's called I Wouldn't Have It Any Other Way. Coming up, the 32 biggest, plus in just a few minutes, we're going to be checking into the ACC archives and pick up where we left off last week in our alphabetical review of classic number 1 hits.
American Country Countdown.
We are counting down Billboard's 40 most popular country hits for the week of June 18th, 1994. I'm Bob Kingsley. We are number 32 and Leroy Parnell.
Take these chains from my heart and set me free. You've grown cold and no longer care for me. All my faith in you is gone, but the heartaches linger on. Take these chains from my heart and set me free.
That is Leroy Parnell, the old Fred Rose classic, Take These Chains to My Heart. Number 39 last week, up 7 this week to number 32. ACC continues now. We're at survey song number 31, a former number 1 from Clint Black, A Good Run of Bad Luck.
A high roller, even when the chips are down. To win her over, I'd see the tables turn around. She's 10 the hard way, I can feel it in my bones. She'll be making my day, not another night alone. Well, it's time for a windfall, not a single minute too soon. I've been too long overdue, now I'm gonna shoot the moon. I bet it all on a good run of bad luck. 7 come 11 and she could be mine. Lucky a lady and I'm gonna find love coming on the bottom line. I've been to the table and I've lost it all before. I'm willing and able, always coming back for more. Squeezing out a thin dime till there's no one hanging on my arm. I've gambled on the 3rd time, a fool will tell you it's a charm. If I'm betting on a loser, I'm gonna have a devil to pay. But it's the only game I know to play, it doesn't matter anyway. I bet it all on a good run of bad luck. 7 come 11 and she could be mine. Lucky a lady and I'm gonna find love coming on the bottom line. I bet it all on a good run of bad luck. 7 come 11 and she could be mine. Lucky a lady and I'm gonna find love coming on the bottom line.
Down to number 31, Clint Black, A Good Run of Bad Luck. And up right now, our weekly trip back in time through our ACC archives. We are reviewing a quarter century of number 1 songs in alphabetical order. We're 5 weeks into the M's. And from December of 1986, here is Hank Williams Jr. and Friends with Mind Your Own Business.
If the wife and I are fussing, brother, that's all right. 'Cause me and that woman bought a license to fight. Why don't you mind your own business? Mind your own business. 'Cause if you mind your business, then you won't be minding mine.
Oh, the man at the apartment is a nosy thing. He comes to my door and it's a ring, ring, ring. Don't mind your own business. Hey, won't you mind your own business? 'Cause if you mind your own business, then you won't be minding mine.
Yeah, I got a little girl, wears her hair up high. Boys all quiver when she walk by. You better mind your own business. Yes, mind your own business. Yes, mind your own business, and you won't be minding mine. Minding other people's business seems to be high tone. I got all that I can do. I'm minding my own. Why don't you mind your own business? Mind your own business. 'Cause if you mind your business, you won't be minding mine.
I may tell a lot of stories that may not be true, but I can get to heaven just as easy as you. So your own business? Why don't you mind your own business? 'Cause if you mind your business, then you won't be minding mine.
Hey, if I want a honky-tonk around a 2 or 3, baby, that's my headache. Don't you worry about me. Just mind your own business. Mind your own business. Well, if you mind your business, you'll be busy all the time.
Out of our ACC archives, dated December 1986, that was the 478th record in our alphabetical countdown of 25 years of #1 country hits. Hank Williams Jr., a few friends, including Reba McEntire, Willie Nelson, Tom Petty, and Mind Your Own Business. Next hour of the year is 1985, and the tune is by the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. I'm Bob Kingsley, counting down the week's top 40 songs on American Country Countdown. We'll continue in just a moment with the fastest climber of the week, so stay close.
American Country Countdown.
American Country Countdown.
Our up-to-the-minute survey continues now as we count down the 40 hottest country hits of the week. I'm Bob Kingsley. We are at number 28 and Sammy Kershaw.
They ought to run your picture in a magazine, 'cause you're the hardest working woman I've ever seen. If we weren't sinking in a river of debt, I'd say quit that job and let them do it themselves. I know we're depending on every dime, but I'm tired of you working that overtime. I'm gonna tell somebody they ought to be long kids are working that way. Tell them you're taking off this Friday for the National Working Woman's Holiday. Honey, I can tell you're feeling the strain. You deserve a break from that ball and chain. If the union won't say it, then it's up to me. They're just taking advantage of your loyalty. Everybody likes a little time and a half, but we both know you're worth more than that. I'm gonna tell somebody they ought to be long kids are working that way. Tell them you're taking off this Friday for the National Working Woman's Holiday. I'll call in sick and I'll be telling the truth, 'cause I'm sick and tired of how they're treating you. I'm gonna tell somebody they ought to be long kids are working that way. Tell them you're taking off this Friday for the National Working Woman's Holiday. I'm gonna tell somebody they ought to be long kids are working that way. Tell them you're taking off this Friday for the National Working Woman's Holiday.
At number 28, up 5, National Working Woman's Holiday, and that is Sammy Kershaw. A successful recording career has a great many benefits, and in the case of our next singer, it helped bring him and his father back together. In 1991, Hal Ketchum released his debut album, which he dedicated to his father, and he says it was an exercise in forgiveness for them both. Hal explained that he was raised in a pretty sad household. His mother suffered from multiple sclerosis, and that put a lot of extra pressure on his father. And like many fathers and sons at the time, Hal and his dad had a serious disagreement about the Vietnam War. It caused a breach in the relationship that lasted some 20 years. But when Hal's album came out 3 years ago and his dad saw the dedication on it, they began communicating again. Hal discovered that his dad had been proud of him all along, and they both realized that the things that had once driven them apart were not nearly as important as they once were. Certainly not as important as healing the relationship. Not very long ago, Hal's dad passed away, but Hal can take comfort in the fact that he didn't leave this world at odds with his son. The latest from Hal Ketchum is called Fall in Love Again, and it checks in this week at number 27.
Remember when we'd spend the whole night loving? We just had to be together all the time. So much in love we didn't want for nothing. Back when I was yours and you were mine. Somehow we let it slip right through our fingers. Somewhere we left our love along the way. Now after all the life we've lived between us, how can we have nothing more to say? Let's put aside the pain and all the sorrow. Stop talking about the way things might have been. If we'd only throw our hearts into tomorrow, tonight we just might fall in love again. Remember how we lived on hopes and wishes. When we lived for love alone, just getting by on one another's kisses, back before the sweetness turned to stone. Let's put aside the pain and all the sorrow. Stop talking about the way things might have been. If we'd only throw our hearts into tomorrow, tonight we just might fall in love again. Let's put aside the pain and all the sorrow. Talking about the way things might have been. If we'd only throw our hearts into tomorrow, tonight we just might fall in love again. Might fall in love again. Let's put aside the pain and all the sorrow. Stop talking about the way things might have been. If we'd only throw our hearts into tomorrow, tonight we just might fall in love again. Oh, tonight we just might fall in love again.
Up from number 31 to number 27, Hal Ketchum, Tonight We Just Might Fall in Love Again. And at number 26, here's a former number one from John Barry. His first number one called Your Love Amazes Me.
seven wonders of the world. I've seen the beauty of diamonds and pearls, but they ain't nothing, baby. Your love amazes me. I've seen a sunset that will make you cry, and colors of a rainbow reaching across the sky. The moon in all its phases, but your love amazes me. Don't you ever doubt this love of mine. You're the only one for me. You give me hope, you give me reason, you give me something to believe in. Forever faithfully, your love amazes me. Your love. I prayed for miracles that never came. I got down on my knees out in the pouring rain, but only you could save me. Your love amazes me. Don't you ever doubt this love of mine. You're the only one for me. You give me hope, you give me reason, you give me something to believe in. Forever faithfully, your love amazes me. Your love amazes me. I got down on my knees. Your love amazes me. Only you, babe.
John Berry, Your Love Amazes Me, down this week to number 26 as we continue to count down the 40 hottest country hits of the week.
American Country Countdown.
We are at number 25 and David Ball.
Yes, I admit I've got a thinking problem. She's always on my mind. Her memory goes round and round. I've tried to quit 1,000 times. Yes, I admit I've got a thinking problem. Fill the glass up to the top. I'll start with loving her, but I don't know when to stop. I wake up and right away her name is on my lips. Watch the memories start to flow. Well, I can't stop with just one sip. Yes, I admit I've got a thinking problem. She's always on my mind. Her memory goes round and round. I've tried to quit 1,000 times. Yes, I admit I've got a thinking problem. Fill the glass up to the top. I'll start with loving her, but I don't know when to stop.
quit 1,000 times. Yes, I admit I've got a thinking problem. Fill the glass up to the top. I'll start with loving her, but I don't know when to stop. I'll start with loving her, but I don't know when to stop.
That is David Ball taking a 4-notch jump to number 25 and Thinkin' Problem. Each and every week, Billboard ranks the top country hits in the USA, and we here at ACC proudly count them down for you. You can listen to us on Wiggle 100 WHGL in Troy, Pennsylvania, KKYN Kickin' Country in Plainview, Texas, WKJX Kicks Country 96.7 in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, and Classic Country Hits KNEW 910 AM in San Francisco, California.
Number 24.
Up 3, here's Darren Norwood, Cowboys Don't Cry.
Why's that old jukebox keep playing that sad country song all night long? So pour me a Lone Star tonight, I'll be drinking alone, all alone. She said we never part. She never broke my heart. And there ain't a cow in Texas, Wheaties ain't for breakfast. Late at night she'll never cross my mind. There ain't no rose of San Antonio, and I can make it on my own. These can't be tears in my eyes, 'cause cowboys don't cry. Why's that old radio playing that same country song as I drive along? Guess by now she knows that she was the one who was wrong, all alone. Bet she's missing me tonight. Bet she'd like to make things right. And there ain't a cow in Texas, and Wheaties ain't for breakfast. Late at night she'll never cross my mind. There ain't no rose of San Antonio, and I can make it on my own. These can't be tears in my eyes, 'cause cowboys don't cry. I said there ain't a cow in Texas, Wheaties ain't for breakfast. Late at night she'll never cross my mind. There ain't no rose of San Antonio, and I can make it on my own. These can't be tears in my eyes, 'cause cowboys don't cry. Because cowboys don't cry.
Up to number 24, Darren Norwood, Cowboys Don't Cry. And at number 23, as our countdown continues, Little Texas, Stop on a Dime.
Start out easy, take it slow. Once it gets started, you don't know where love will go. But you think you're ready for another time around. It's nothing you can't handle, and you think you've got it down. So you fall in love and it picks you up and it takes your heart for a ride. After too many bad roses, heartbroken fool knows that love can mess with your mind. 'Cause love can stop on a dime. thing to try to make it last. But you keep on going, even though you see the signs. Still believing that it won't go wrong this time. So you fall in love and it picks you up and it takes your heart for a ride. After too many bad roads, this heartbroken fool knows that love can mess with your mind. 'Cause love can't stop on a dime. Whoa! Now it's over, said and done. Just another love you thought would be the one. You don't know where you're going, but you don't like where you've been. Try to tell yourself you won't go back again. 'Cause you fall in love and it picks you up and it takes your heart for a ride. After too many bad roads, this heartbroken fool knows that love can mess with your mind. 'Cause love can't stop on a dime. Love can't stop on a dime. Yeah, yeah.
Up 7 to number 23, Little Texas, Stop on a Dime. Not long ago, we asked each of the guys how they got started in the business. And when we got to bass player Dwayne Probst, he told us that he was never really exposed to anything but music. According to Dwayne, his mother was a piano teacher who gave lessons in their living room 6 days a week. Dwayne often woke up in the morning to the sound of piano music, and it continued right on through the day. In the evening, it was his turn to take a lesson from his mom. Now, all of that music occasionally drove him nuts, but it also drove him into a career as a professional musician. Since joining Little Texas, Dwayne Probst's lifestyle of non-stop music has become even more intense as they practiced and searched for the right combination of sound and song to spring them as a hit recording act. Well, 2 years ago this week, Little Texas jumped onto the Billboard chart with a hit called You and Forever and Me.
Moon is off my shoulder, the sun is in my eyes. Almost to my hometown is just another mile. Memories surround me of old familiar times. Life was simple then, when your love was mine. There's a good wind on the desert tonight. I can almost see your golden hair flying in the moonlight. And ooh, it was a restless kind of free when it was you and forever and me. Pull off the highway on your side of town. Make the turn past the railroad tracks as the sun goes down. I remember how you would wait by the front porch light. You were always ready to take a midnight ride. There's a cool wind on the desert tonight. I can almost see your golden hair flying in the moonlight. And ooh, it was a restless kind of free when it was you and for never found. But I just had to see if you're still around. There's a cool wind on the desert tonight. I can almost see your golden hair flying in the moonlight. And ooh, it was a restless kind of breeze when it was you and forever and me. Ooh, it was a restless kind of breeze when it was you and forever and me.
Little Texas got up to number 5 back in 1992 with You and Forever and Me. There is a talent show on the Nashville cable network called You Can Be a Star, and there is a singer on our survey who won first prize in that very program. Details of that and the week's top 22 songs when we come back.
American Country Countdown.
These are the hottest country hits in the country. We are at number 22 with John Michael Montgomery, Rope the Moon.
I don't have a lot to show for these years of hard work. If you look at what I own, still she's always telling me to hold on to my dreams, even when my hope is gone. Some may say that dreaming's just for fools. There are times I've thought that might be true, but she thinks I could rope the moon. In her eyes, there is nothing I can't do. When I think it's out of reach, she's the reason I still cry. She thinks I could rope the moon. When I look at the sky but can't see through the clouds, she shows me the brightest stars. If I think of turning back, 'cause I'm having my doubts, she tells me I've come so far. Nothing in this world comes easily, but I can't lose with her right next to me, 'cause she thinks I could rope the moon. In her
down to number 22, that former top 4 hit called Rope the Moon, and that is John Michael Montgomery. In 1988, the only major TV talent show that featured country singers was the Nashville Network's You Can Be a Star. Now, at the time, Laurie White had just moved to Music City from Florida when she decided to audition for that show. Well, she went on to win first prize, which included several $1,000s. Now, winning the contest didn't directly lead to a recording contract, but that cash prize meant that she did not have to get a day job. And that made it possible for her to concentrate on her songwriting and shopping for that coveted record deal. In 1992, she got the deal. She signed with RCA Records, and today she ranks at number 21 with her biggest hit to date. Here's Laurie White, That's My Baby.
See that boy walking down the street, thinks he's tough, but he smiles so sweet. Snakeskin boots and a baseball cap, bet you'd like to meet a boy like that. He's a little crazy, he's a little loud, he loves to do what ain't allowed. He might talk too slow and drive too fast, but he'd do any little thing I ask. Oh, that's my baby, that's my baby, that's my diamond in the rough, but I make him shine with my sweet love. That's my baby, that's my baby. He's a rebel, wild and free. My mama says he ain't right for me. Daddy crazy, just a phase I'm going through, but one of these days they're gonna love him too. 'Cause that's my baby, that's my baby, that's my diamond in the rough, but I make him shine with my sweet love. That's my baby. He ain't no angel, he ain't no saint, but I don't worry about what he ain't. 'Cause what he is something fine, and he lets me know that he's mine, oh mine. That's my baby, that's my baby, yeah. That's my diamond in the rough, and I make him shine with my sweet love. That's my baby, that's my baby, that's my baby, yeah. That's my baby, that's my baby, yeah. That's my baby.
From number 24 last week up to number 21, Laurie White, and That's My Baby. Let's return now to the ACC archives and our alphabetical presentation of a quarter century of number 1 country hits. From September 1985, here is the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band and Modern Day Romance.
We met on the highway when she flagged me down. Had a flat on her Stingray with nobody around. So I helped her out. She said, climb in. So I ditched my old truck just to see where the party would end. We spent the weekend in Reno in a honeymoon suite. Never saw the casino, barely took time to eat. I never dreamed she would take me that far, but But by Sunday that lady had taken a hold of my heart. It's a modern day romance, a new kind of game, with no time to slow dance in the fast lane. I tried to love her without any strings, but a modern day romance has left me some old-fashioned pain. She never said goodbye, just a note by the phone. Said thanks for the good times, but it's time to move on. Well, I'm out here walking with my thumb in the air and wondering where she might have gone and why I even care. It's just a modern day romance, a new kind of game, with no time to slow dance in the fast lane. I tried to love her without any strings, but a modern day romance has left me some old-fashioned pain. It's a modern day romance, an old-fashioned pain.
In our alphabetical playback of 25 years of number one country hits, the great enduring nitty-gritty dirt band and modern-day romance from the ACC archives of September 1985. Next hour, we're going to continue through the M titles and a 1977 chart topper from Elvis. This is American Country Countdown. I'm Bob Kingsley. When we come back, the 20 biggest plus our ACC calendar salute to Father's Day.
American Country Countdown.
I'm Bob Kingsley. This is American Country Countdown, the show that spotlights the 40 hottest country records of the week. We are at the halfway point, and on we go on our way to the one most popular song in America.
Number 20.
John Anderson, I wish I could have been there.
When our baby Kate was born, it was the biggest day of my life. Lying there, little bows in her hair, in the loving arms of my wife. I was the proudest papa in the USA, making a living on the road somewhere 1,000 miles away. It was a happy day, but kinda sad. I wish I could have been there. I wish I could have been there. I wish I could have been there for that. Little Bobby hit his first home run. He was the hero of the hometown crowd. 2-1, it was a winning run. Everybody was cheering loud. And Mama, she was smiling, saying he's a chip off of the old block. But I was on the road somewhere between Memphis and Little Rock. It was a happy day, but kinda sad. I wish I could have been there. I wish I could have been there. I wish I could have been there for that.
Bobby and Kate are all grown up and moved away. They stay in touch, we're proud of the two good kids we raised. And it's hard to believe we're celebrating our 25th year today. This party's nice, but the kids aren't here. At least they called to say, congratulations, Mom and Dad. I wish we could have been there. Wish we could have been there. I wish we could have been there for that. It was a happy day, but kinda sad. I wish they could have been there. I wish they could have been there. I wish they could have been there for that.
That is John Anderson out of his Solid Ground CD, up a couple this week to number 20. I wish I could have been there. Next up on our survey is Steve Warner. Steve's father was a part-time musician, and young Steve taught himself to play guitar simply by listening and watching his dad pick out tunes. Well, realizing that his 9-year-old son was developing his own musical aspirations and knowing just how difficult a musician's life can be, his dad looked him in the eye and said, "Son, that guitar will make you eat a lot of hamburger." Well, not long ago, Steve had good reason to recall that conversation. One day he walked into his music room where he found his 9-year-old son, Ryan, picking out a little tune on one of Steve's guitars. Steve asked him where he learned that, and Ryan said, "I just figured it out." Well, at that point, Steve looked him in the eye and said, "Son, that guitar will make you eat a lot of hamburger." And he immediately realized that he had just repeated the same warning he had gotten years earlier from his father. Steve also wonders if Ryan will pay as little attention to the advice as he did. We'll keep you posted. Meanwhile, Steve Warner ranks this week at number 19 with It Won't Be Over You.
When she told me it was over, my tears fell like rain to the ground. With the weight of the world on my shoulders, I may have gone under, but I did not drown. I can't say that my last tear's falling. I may cry another time or two. There's still a chance that I'll get my heart broken, but the next time I do, it won't be over you. Well, the sun is shining brighter with each mile that slips beneath my wheels, and the load is getting lighter. Now I know how freedom feels. I can't say that my last tear's falling. I may cry another time or two. There's still a chance that I'll get my heart broken, but the next time I do, it won't be over you. There's a smile on the horizon that outshines all the pain you put me through. I can't say that my last tear
couple to number 19, Steve Wariner, Won't Be Over You, out of his CD called Drive. We are counting them down, the 40 most popular hits in today's country music, on our way to that number 1 song. At number 18, here's Tracy Byrd, Lifestyles of the Not So Rich and Famous.
Honey, they're bringing out a TV crew. They want to do a story about me and you. They'll be stringing up bright lights in the backyard. There'll be cameras on the shoulders. We'll be reading cue cards. Leave them long johns on the line. If the kids look dirty, that'll be just fine. They're gonna put us on lifestyles of the not so rich and famous. They wanna see us go hog wild over beans and barbecue. They wanna see my fair lane up on blocks, the holes in all our socks. Talking about lifestyles of the not so rich and famous. Tell them about your mama and the bowling league. Tell them about Junior and his baseball team. I'll show them my 9-point buck on the wall. I'll blow a few times on my new duck call. Let them see old Blue, how he sleeps all day. We'll bring out the Elvis TV trays. They're gonna put us on lifestyles of the not so rich and famous. They wanna see us go hog wild over beans and barbecue. They wanna see my fair lane up on blocks, the holes in all our socks. Talking about lifestyles of the not so rich and famous. Yeah, our idea of a high-class living is sitting on the porch on a cool night. Champagne and caviar, there's an RC cola and a moon pie. I'm talking about lifestyles of the not so rich and famous. Lifestyles of the not so rich and famous.
Tracy Byrd easing up a couple to number 18, Lifestyles of the Not So Rich and Famous. There's much more to come on the countdown, including our ACC calendar salute to a time-honored tradition that dates back to the year 1910.
American Country Countdown.
Billboard does the survey, we do the countdown. My name is Bob Kingsley. We are at number 17 with Garth Brooks and One Night a Day.
There's not a lot of things to do I wouldn't rather do with you. Guess I'm funny that way. Lately I just sit and stare. I talk to people who aren't there to get to one night of one night a day, one step away from leaving you behind. I sit up with the radio, sing along with the ones I know to get to one night a day. Calling every friend I've had, I wake 'em up and make 'em mad, to let 'em know that I'm okay. sit and talk to you, but they're all just a substitute to get through one night a day. One night a day, one step away from leaving you behind. I stay up with a late, late show, just another way I know to get to one night a day. To get to one night a day.
Garth Brooks up a couple to number 17 with One Night a Day. Now, with a recent top 10 in at number 16, here's Toby Keith.
I never ask you where you're going. I've never asked you where you've been. I've never called and checked your story. You stayed out with all your friends. I've never tried to catch you lying. I didn't want to know the truth. I'd rather go on loving blind, girl, than go on loving without you. I wish I didn't know now what I didn't know then. I wish I could start this whole thing over again. I'm not saying that you could ever be true. I just don't want to know how it ends. You'd still have my heart in the palm of your hand. I'd still look like a fool in front of your friends. Yeah, I wish somehow I didn't know now what I didn't know then. I've always said what I don't know. Couldn't hurt as bad as leaving you. Turns out I knew what I was thinking. It ain't an easy thing to do. Well, I guess I should be going. I sure found out too much to stay. Please don't say you're sorry. I might wait another day. I wish I didn't know now what I didn't know then. I wish I could start this whole thing over again. I'm not saying that you could ever be true. I just don't want to know how it ends. You'd still have my heart in the palm of your hand. I'd still look like a fool in front of your friends. Yeah, I wish somehow I didn't know now what I didn't know then. You'd still have my heart in the palm of your hand. I still look like a fool in front of your friends. Yeah, I wish somehow I didn't know now what I didn't know then. Yeah, I wish somehow I didn't know now what I didn't know then.
Toby Keith, Wish I Didn't Know Now, at number 16 this week on American Country Countdown.
ACC calendar.
One of the wisest observations on the trials and tribulations of fatherhood was made years ago by the great Mark Twain. He said, "When I was a boy of 14, my father was so ignorant I could hardly stand to have the old man around. But when I got to be 21, I was astonished at how much he had learned in 7 years." Unquote. Well, Mark Twain obviously would have approved of the concept of Father's Day, on which people of many countries express gratitude and appreciation to their fathers by giving them greeting cards and gifts. In the United States and Canada, Father's Day falls on the third Sunday in June, and this week marks the 84th annual observance. Now, it all started back in 1909 with a lady in Spokane, Washington. Her name was Sonora Dodd, and she got the idea to set aside a special day for fathers after listening to a church sermon on Mother's Day. She felt strongly that her own father was most deserving of such an honor. After all, he had raised 6 children all by himself. So Mrs. Dodd enlisted the help of the Spokane Ministerial Association along with the local YMCA, and together they circulated a petition. As a result of Sonora Dodd's effort, Spokane celebrated the first Father's Day in June of 1910. Over the years, many resolutions were introduced to make it an official holiday, but it wasn't until 1972 that Father's Day was finally signed into law by President Nixon. Of course, the subject of fatherhood has always been a favorite of country singers, and a classic example is this memorable 1986 hit written and sung by Holly Dunn.
I remember Daddy's hands folded silently in prayer and reaching out to hold me when I had a nightmare. You could read quite a story in the calluses and lines. Years of work and worry had left their mark behind. I remember Daddy's hands, how they held my mama tight and patted my back for something done right. There are things that I've forgotten that I loved about the man, but I'll always remember the love in Daddy's hands. Daddy's hands were soft and kind when I was crying. Daddy's hands were hard as steel when I'd done wrong. Daddy's hands weren't always gentle, but I've come to understand there was always love in Daddy's hands. I remember Daddy's hands working till they bled, sacrificed unselfishly just to keep us all fed. If I could do things over, I'd live my life again and never take for granted the love in Daddy's hands. Daddy's hands were soft and kind when I was crying. Daddy's hands were hard as steel when I'd done wrong. Daddy's hands weren't always gentle, but I've come to understand there was always love in Daddy's hands. Daddy's hands were soft and kind when I was crying. Daddy's hands were hard as steel when I'd done wrong. Daddy's hands weren't always gentle, but I've come to understand there was always love in Daddy's hands.
From our ACC calendar, Holly Dunn and Daddy's Hands, in celebration of the 84th observance of this Father's Day holiday. We have got the week's 15 top-ranked hits still to come, including one from a superstar group that includes a broadcast mogul, a nightclub owner, and a rock and roller. And I'm only referring to one of the members.
American Country Countdown.
I'm Bob Kingsley. We're up now to number 15 in our countdown. Here is Travis Tritt and Foolish Pride.
She stayed up all night and cried into her pillow and fought off the urge to just break down and call. Last night to find the fault seemed so darn easy, but now who's to blame don't matter much at all. She thinks if she calls him, it just shows weakness. So the hurt goes on with every tear she's cried. Ain't it sad to see a good love fall to pieces? Chalk another heartbreak up to foolish pride. Turn out the lights, the competition's over. The stubborn souls are the losers here tonight. And while the bridge is burning, another hard lessons learned. As in the ashes, passion slowly dies, and this romance goes down to foolish pride. He relives every word they spoke in anger. He walks the floor and punches out the wall. To apologize to her would be so simple, but instead he cries, I'll be damned if I'll crawl. If he loses her, he's lost his best friend, and more than just a lover can provide. So he wrestles with emotions that defeat him. Chalk another love lost up to foolish pride. Turn out the lights, the competition's over. The stubborn souls are the losers here tonight. Yeah, and while the bridges burn, another hard lessons learned. As in the ashes, passion slowly dies, and this romance goes down to foolish pride. Love lost up to foolish pride.
That was Travis Tritt, a tune that he wrote, ended at number 15 for the second week. It's called Foolish Pride. Well, almost anywhere you go around the world, from Yuma, Arizona to Yokota, Japan, you can count them down with me here on ACC. We are heard every week at this time on country's number one country, Keene 105 in Abilene, Texas. Your country twins, WTBM Mexico, WOXO in Norway, Maine. Trinidad's very own 1240 AM KCRT in Trinidad, Colorado. And CHSJ 700 AM stereo, St. John, New Brunswick, Canada. Now, with survey song number 14, here's Black Hawk.
When the moon is bright on a Saturday night, there's 1,000
1,000 stars in the sky. On a winding road, her memory flows. She'll face the fact she wants to go back. She opens her heart to an old memory. She closes her eyes and she smiles. Just ask her if she ever still thinks about me. She says every once in a while. Every once in a while. She tries to forget, but she hasn't yet. Not a single day goes by. That feeling again reminds her of when I held her tight. It felt so right. She opens her heart to an old memory. She closes her eyes and she smiles. Just ask her if she ever still thinks about me. She says every once in a while. Every once in a while. And every once in a while, she calls my name out loud. And when she thinks about us, she'll face the fact she wants to go back. She opens her heart to an old memory. She closes her eyes and she smiles. Just ask her if she ever still thinks about me. Say every once in a while. Every once in a while. Every once in a while. Every once in a while.
There's Black Hawk up this week to number 14, taking a 2-notch jump, and every once in a while. We are up now to the latest from a superstar act that includes a broadcast mogul, a nightclub owner, and a rock and roller. And that is just one of the members. I'm talking about Alabama's lead guitar player, Jeff Cook. You see, Jeff was on the road to multiple careers way back when. He was barely a teenager when he started working at a local radio station in Fort Payne. Now, eventually, he wound up doing everything from sweeping the floors to playing the records to reading the news. But broadcasting was second to Jeff's first love, which was playing rock and roll. Now, up until he joined forces with his cousins to form Alabama, rock was all that he ever played. Today, even with all of Alabama's success and their busy schedule, Jeff hasn't had to give up any of the things that he loved as a youngster. He now owns one of the most powerful AM radio stations in the area, so he is back in broadcasting. He also owns a nightclub near Fort Payne where he often sits in with a house band playing rock and roll. Now, of course, Jeff can only indulge these pastimes when he is not on tour or in the recording studio with Teddy, Mark, and Randy, recording hits like the one at number 13 this week. Here is Alabama.
This town ain't big, this town ain't small. It's a little of both, they say. Our ball club may be minor league, but at least it's triple A. We sit below the Marlboro Man, above the right field wall. We do the wave all by ourselves, hey, a blind man could have made that call. We like our beer flat as can be. We like our dogs with mustard and relish. We got a great pitcher, what's his name? Well, we can't even spell it. We don't worry about the pennies much. We just like to see the boys hit it deep. There's nothing like the view from the cheap seats. The game was close, we'll call it a win. Go off to toast the boys again. That local band is back in town. They got a kind of minor league sound. They're not that bad, they're not that good, but all in all it's understood. We wanna dance, they wanna play. We wouldn't have it any other way. We like our beer flat as can be. We like our dogs with mustard and relish. We got a great pitcher, what's his name? Well, we can't even spell it. Much. We just like to see the boys hit it deep. There's nothing like the view from the cheap seats. Cheap seats. Now the majors called up, oh, what's his name? And one more building rises tall. And suddenly we're all grown up, and this old town's not quite so small. But I'll always miss the middle-sized town in the middle of the Middle West, with no-name pitchers, local bands, and mustard and relish, and all the rest. We like our beer flat as can be. We like our dogs with mustard and relish. We got a great pitcher, what's his name? Well, we can't even spell it. We don't worry about the pennies much. We just like to see the boys hit it deep. There's nothing like the view from the cheap seats.
Alabama up for number 13 and the Cheap Seats. Coming up, we're going to hear from a singer whose parents used to make records for RCA. Now, they weren't recording artists. They were literally making the records. The most accurate survey of American radio airplay comes from Billboard magazine, and every week we count down the 40 most listened to country hits in the land. I'm Bob Kingsley. We are number 12 and Mary Chapin Carpenter.
I took a walk in the rain one day on the wrong side of the tracks. I stood on the rail till I saw that train just to see how my heart would react. Now some people say that you shouldn't tempt fate, and for them I cannot disagree. But I never learned nothing from playing it safe. I say fate should not tempt me. I take my chances. I don't mind working without a net. I take my chances. Every chance I get. I sat alone in the dark one night, tuning in by remote. I found a preacher who spoke of the light, but there was brimstone in his throat. He'd show me the way according to him in return
lit another cigarette. I take my chances. Yes, forgiveness doesn't come with a debt. I take my chances. I take my chances every chance I get. Of words and wire, and both have cut me deep. I've been frozen out and I've been on fire, and the tears are mine to weep. But I can cry until I laugh, or laugh until I cry. So cut the death right in half. I'll play from either side. I take my chances.
Up a couple to number 12, written and performed by Mary Chapin Carpenter, I Take My Chances. Up now, the current hit by the group Boy Howdy. And according to lead singer Jeffrey Steele, his musical roots date back to even before he was born, back to the days when his father and mother were both making records for RCA. Now, they weren't recording artists. Actually, they had met while they were both working at an RCA record pressing plant. Well, as it turns out, his dad wasn't totally removed from the creative side of the music business. He was also a country songwriter who had a few minor chart songs by various artists. Now, it was listening to his dad writing and singing his songs that inspired Jeff's own love of the music. This week, Jeff and Boy Howdy rank at number 11 on our countdown with They Don't Make 'Em Like That Anymore.
Hang on to her, boy, with all your might. She's got so much to give if you treat her right. She's a classic, perfect in every way, one of a kind. Now that's what my daddy would say. And when I turned 18, he smiled at me, walked outside and tossed me the keys. And he said, hang on to her, boy, with all your might. She's got so much to give if you treat her right. In a world where things are changing fast, ain't too many things that were made to last. Hang on to her, boy, they don't make them like that anymore. She's a beauty, the kind you don't see every day. Yeah, she's timeless, well that's what her daddy would say. Arm in arm as they walked down the aisle, he gave me your hand and said with a smile, oh, hang on to her, boy, with all your might. She's got so much to give if you treat her right. In a world where things are changing fast, ain't too many things that were made to last. Hang on to her, there's a voice inside reminding me to hang on. Hang on to her, boy, with all your might. She's got so much to give if you treat her right. In a world where things are changing fast, ain't too many things that were made to last. Hang on to her, boy. Take care of her son. Hang on to her, boy. They don't make them like that anymore.
Up to number 11 from number 13, definitely top 10 bound. Boy, howdy, they don't make them like that anymore. Up now, another memorable tune from our ABCs of country music. From our ACC archives, this is our alphabetical review of 25 years of number ones. Let's go to February now of 1977, Elvis Presley and Moody Blue.
Well, it's hard to be a gambler betting on the number that changes every time. When you think you're gonna win, you think she's giving in. A stranger's all you'll find. Yeah, it's hard to figure out what she's all about, but she's woman through and through. She's a complicated lady, so color my baby a Moody Blue. Oh, song, but I never do. Oh, Moody Blue, tell me who I'm talking to. You're like night and day, it's hard to say which one's you. Well, when Monday comes, she's Tuesday. When Tuesday comes, she's Wednesday. And to another day again. Her personality unwinds just like a ball of twine on a spool that never ends. Just when I think I know her well, her emotions reveal she's not the person that I thought I knew. But she's a complicated lady, so I call her my baby a Moody Blue. Oh, Moody Blue, tell me am I getting through? I keep her hanging on, trying to learn the song, but I never do. Yeah, Moody Blue, tell me who I'm talking to. You're like night and day, it's hard to say which one is you. I'm afraid of my Moody Blue. Tell me who I'm talking to. You're like night and day. It's hard to say which one is you. Yeah, Moody Blue. Tell me am I getting through?
From our ACC archives of February 1977, Elvis and Moody Blue, as we continue our alphabetical countdown of a quarter century of number one country hits. I'm Bob Kingsley. I'll be right back. We have got the 10 most popular country hits in the USA. Plus, we'll be exploring the music of Confederate Railroad, courtesy of this week's featured music maker, Danny Shirley.
American Country Countdown.
American Country Countdown continues now with our weekly survey of the top 40 country hits in the USA. I'm Bob Kingsley, and the countdown rolls on.
Number 10.
Out of her album called Read My Mind, here's Reba McEntire, Why Haven't I Heard From You?
briefcase, on a plane, or in your car. So tell me why haven't I heard from you? Why haven't I heard from you? Tell me why haven't I heard from you? Why haven't I heard from you? I said, now darling, honey, what is your excuse? Why haven't I heard from you? Well, there's no problem getting to me, baby. You can dial direct. I got call forward and call waiting. You can even call collect. The serviceman, he told me that my phone was working fine, and I have come to the conclusion trouble isn't with my line. I'm sure the operator will be glad to put you through, so dial 0 for assistance if this all confuses you. So tell me why haven't I heard from you? Why haven't I heard from you? Tell me why haven't I heard from you? Why haven't I heard from you? I said, now darling, honey, what is your excuse? Why haven't I heard from you? There better been a flood, a landslide of mud, a fire that burns up the wires, and thunder so loud with a black funnel cloud, a natural disaster I know nothing about. Tell me why haven't I heard from you? Why haven't I heard from you? Tell me why haven't I heard from you? I said, now darling, honey, what is your excuse? Why haven't I heard from you? Tell me why haven't I heard from you? Why haven't I heard from you? Tell me why haven't I heard from you? I said, now darling, honey, what is your excuse? Why haven't I heard from you?
Reba McEntire moving into our top 10 at number 10, up from number 12. It's called Why Haven't I Heard From You? Up now in ACC, the current hit by a band that has definitely brought a fresh sound to country music, Confederate Railroad. The founder and lead singer of the band is Danny Shirley, who is our featured music maker this week. Now, we asked Danny if he could describe just what Confederate Railroad music is all about.
The whole backbone of Railroad Project is the honesty of it. Whether you come to a show or you listen to an album of ours, by the time that's over, I want you to feel like you know something about me. Whether it's something I think's funny or serious or important or something politically, that I feel. I'm not asking you to agree with me on it. I just want you to realize that this is, what I'm telling you is something about myself. Mark Wright, who's a very well-respected and well-known songwriter and producer in Nashville, he and I met about a year and a half ago, I guess, not long after the Railroad album came out. And he came up and introduced himself and said, man, he said, the one thing that strikes me about your album the most is I believe every word you say. And I'm like, man, you could not have paid me a higher compliment on that album, because that's exactly what I was going for. So I would want them to say something about the honesty of it.
Here at number 9 on American Country Countdown is Danny Shirley, Confederate Railroad, and Daddy Never Was the Cadillac Count.
We were poor when I was a young'un. I don't remember ever going hungry. Daddy made sure we didn't do without. I went to school with some of these fellas. They had money and I was jealous. I didn't know then what I know now. Daddy'd say you can't judge a book by looking at the cover. It's what's inside that really matters. Daddy never was the Cadillac kind. He said some things
high school. Got me a big car, thought it was real cool, cruising around the old neighborhood. I'd see Daddy after church on Sunday, say you'll have to go riding with me someday. Just said no, I never understood. He asked me how I bought it, I told him on credit. Daddy just smiled, I'll never forget it. Daddy never was the Cadillac kind. He said some things just glitter and shine. Taught us that love was the one thing money couldn't buy. Daddy never was the Cadillac kind. It took a while, but now I'm grown, settled down with kids of my own. The more I give them, the more they want. Daddy left us last November. I don't remember him ever looking better, all laid out in his Sunday best. I'm sure instead of all that attention, all he'd have wanted was a few words mentioned. A simple man simply laid to rest. As they drove him away in that big Cadillac with a tear in my eye, I had to laugh. 'Cause Daddy never was the Cadillac kind. He said some things just glitter and shine. Well, just this once, I hope Daddy enjoyed the ride. 'Cause Daddy never was the Cadillac kind. I know my daddy never was the Cadillac kind.
At number 9 for the second week out of their album called Notorious, Confederate Railroad, Daddy Never Was the Cadillac Kind. 8 hits to that number 1 tune. Plus, I'm going to try to describe for you the strangest music fan that Tim McGraw ever encountered.
American Country Countdown.
My name is Bob Kingsley. We are at number 8. And for the second week at number 8, here's Colin Ray and Little Rock.
Well, I know I disappeared a time or two, and along the way I lost me and you. I needed a new town for my new start, selling VCRs in Arkansas at a Walmart. I haven't had a drink in 19 days. My eyes are clear and bright without that haze. I like the preacher from the Church of Christ. Sorry that I cried when I talked to you last night. I think I'm on a roll here in Little Rock. I'm solid as a stone, baby, wait and see. I got just one small problem here in Little Rock. Without you, baby, I'm not me. I don't know why I held it all inside. You must have thought I never even tried. You know your daddy told me when I left, Jesus would forgive, but a daddy don't forget. I think I'm on a roll here in Little Rock. I'm solid as a stone, baby, wait and see. I've got just one small problem I'm on a roll here in Little Rock. I'm solid as a stone, baby, wait and see. I got just one small problem here in Little Rock. Without you, baby, I'm not me. Without you, baby, I'm not me. I think I'm on a roll here in Little Rock.
At number 8 again this week, Colin Ray and Little Rock. Not long ago, Tim McGraw and his band were playing a gig near Jacksonville, Florida. Now, before the show, while they were setting up their equipment and checking the sound, they noticed a strange-looking character walking toward the stage. He was a big old guy wearing a Harley cap and a T-shirt and sporting Hank Jr. sunglasses. He also had a hose in his mouth, and as he got closer, they realized that the hose was connected to the keg of beer and the garbage can full of ice that he was pulling behind them. Well, this fellow walked right up to the stage, took the hose out of his mouth, and shouted, "Hey, somebody sing me a song about a goat." Well, Tim told us that he and the guys were dumbfounded by the request. And when they couldn't come up with a good goat song, the guy shrugged his shoulders, put the hose back in his mouth, and walked away, pulling his beer keg behind him. Now you know why singers say there is nothing quite like being on the road. Well, from the ridiculous to the sublime, here is Tim McGraw at number 7, and Don't Take the Girl.
Johnny's daddy was taking him fishing when he was 8 years old. A little girl came through the front gate holding a fishing pole. His dad looked down and smiled, said, "We can't leave her behind. Son, I know you don't want her to go, but someday you'll change your mind." And Johnny said, "Take Jimmy Johnson, take Tommy Thompson, take my best friend Bo, take anybody that you want, as long as she don't go. Take any boy in the world. Daddy, please don't take the girl." Same old boy, same sweet girl, 10 years down the road. He held her tight and kissed her lips in front of the picture show. Stranger came and pulled a gun, grabbed her by the arm, said, "If you do what I tell you to, there won't be any harm." And Johnny said, "Take my money, take my wallet, take my credit cards. Here's a watch that my grandpa gave me. Here's a key to my car. Mister, give it a whirl. But please don't take the girl." Same old boy, same sweet girl, 5 years down the road. There's gonna be a little one, and she says it's time to go. Doctor says the baby's fine, but you'll have to leave, 'cause his mama's fading fast. And Johnny hit his knees, and there he prayed, "Take the very breath you gave me. my chest. I'll gladly take her place if you'll let me make this my last request. Take me out of this world. God, please don't take the girl. Johnny's daddy was taking him fishing when he was 8 years old.
Our number one song from a couple of weeks ago, down to number 7 this week, Tim McGraw, Don't Take the Girl. As we continue to count down the 40 hottest country hits of the week.
American Country Countdown.
I'm Bob Kingsley. We are at number 6 in our countdown, and here is Patty Loveless.
Through the back window of our 59 wagon, I watched my best friend Jamie slipping further away. I kept on waving till I couldn't see her, and through my tears I asked again why we couldn't stay. Mama whispered softly, time will ease your pain. Life's about changing, nothing ever stays the same. And she said, how can I help you to say goodbye? It's okay to hurt, and it's okay to cry. Come, let me hold you, and I will try. How can I help you to say goodbye? I sit on our bed, he packed his suitcase. I held a picture of our wedding day. His hands were trembling, we both were crying. He kissed me gently, and then he quickly walked away. I called up Mama, she said time will ease your pain. Life's about changing, nothing ever stays the same. And she said, how can I help you to say goodbye? It's okay to hurt, and it's okay to cry. Come, let me hold you, and I will try. How can I help you to say goodbye? Sitting with Mama alone in her bedroom, she opened her eyes and then squeezed my hand. She said, I have to go now, my time here is over. And with her final words, she tried to help me understand. Mama whispered softly, time will ease your pain. Life's about change, and nothing ever stays the same. And she said, how can I help you to say goodbye? It's okay to hurt, and it's okay to cry. Come, let me hold you, and I will try.
Patty Loveless from our high point last week at number 3, down to number 6 this week with How Can I Help You Say Goodbye. We're up now to the latest from one of the more vivacious, outgoing people that you would ever want to meet. A lady with tremendous talent, confidence, and a terrific sense of humor. So it's pretty hard to believe that she was once just the opposite. But according to Pam Tillis, during her childhood and teen years, she was shy, depressed, and had low self-esteem. In fact, she remembers how surprised she was when her fellow fourth graders voted her the funniest and most likable kid in the class. Now, the reason that Pam was so surprised was because she had no close friends. Looking back, she believes that her problems came from the fact that she was sort of a gawky, overly sensitive little girl. She also grew up in a broken home, which certainly didn't help. Pam told us that her shyness and depressions continued well into her teens, and it really wasn't until she was 22, divorced with a child to raise, that she began to turn her life around. At that point, she realized that she had to earn both self-respect and the respect of others. She felt successful only after she turned into a dependable, self-reliant young woman who could take care of herself and the people she loved. And it was reaching that point in her life that eventually brought her to this point in her life as a singer with this week's 5th most popular country hit. Here is Pam Tillis, Spilled Perfume.
I ain't even gonna ask you, I can read you like a book. Girl, if I ever saw one that's an I can't believe I did that look. You look like something that the cat drug in, so I won't kick you while you're down. Just let me tell you, friend, about the block I've been around. Did you really think last night would last forever? Did you really think that guy hung the moon? Right now you hate yourself 'cause you knew better. But there's no use crying over spilled perfume. There's a big difference between lonely and lonely for way too long. And I knew when he made his move you weren't feeling all that strong. So I bit my tongue 'cause I saw it coming as you danced so close to him. It's 2 steps forward and 3 steps back when a heart is on the mend. Did you really think last night would last forever? Did you really think that guy hung the moon?
couple this week to number 5. Pam Tillis, Spilled Perfume. 4 hits to our number 1 song and counting them down.
American Country Countdown.
You have been listening to the 40 most played country hits in America, according to Billboard magazine. I'm Bob Kingsley. We are at number 4. Here are Brooks and Dunn and last week's number 1 song, That Ain't No Way to Go.
Lipstick letter across the mirror this morning said goodbye, baby. You left without warning, like a thief in the night. You ran away with my heart. I can't believe my eyes, must be a bad dream. You always said we had a good thing. You never once let on we were falling apart. That ain't no way to go. Girl, it just ain't right. Don't you think that I deserve to hear you say goodbye? That ain't no way to go. Nowhere, I'm tired of thinking. Guess I'll do a little wishful drinking. Make a whiskey wish upon a star. Train whistle blowing down the track. Lonesome sound says she ain't coming back. It's such a cold blow out of the dark. That ain't no way to go. Girl, it just ain't right. Don't you think that I deserve to hear you say goodbye? That ain't no way to go.
Number 4 and falling, Brooks and Dunn, last week's number 1, That Ain't No Way to Go. Well, believe it or not, it was exactly 3 years ago this week that Kix and Ronnie made their debut chart appearance with a tune that went on to become their first number 1.
I saw the light, I've been baptized by the fire in your touch and the flame in your eyes. I'm born to love again, I'm a brand new man. About the line I'm walking that leads right to your door. Oh, how I used to roam. I was a rolling stone. I used to have a wild side. They say a country mile wide. I'd burn those beer joints down. That's all changed now. You turned my life around. Touch and the flame in your eyes. I'm born to love again. I'm a brand new man. believe them. Oh, I'd brag about my freedom, how no one could tie me down. Then I met you. Now my heart beats true. Baby, you and me together feels more like forever than anything I've ever known. We're right on track. I ain't looking back. And the flame in your eyes. I'm born to love again. I'm a brand new man. Oh, I saw the light. I've been baptized by the fire in your touch and the flame in your eyes. I'm born to love again. I'm a brand new man. Yeah, I saw the light. I've been baptized by the fire in your touch and the flame in your eyes. I'm born to love again. I'm a brand new man. Yeah, I'm born to love again. I'm a brand new man.
From 1991, their first number one hit, Brooks and Dunn, Brand New Man. Well, on deck now, a young woman who told us that if her second year in college had been anything like her first, she would now be teaching physics instead of singing country music. Kathy Mattea spent her freshman year at West Virginia University. She lived in the dorm that year and got good grades. Now, she was working toward a teaching degree, and most of her class load was built around physics and chemistry. But in her second year, everything changed. First, Kathy moved out of the dorm and into an apartment on the ground floor of a small house. There, she met a group of musicians who began coming to her house for jam sessions on the front porch. Well, all that music began to attract small crowds, and that encouraged Kathy and her friends to take their music to several small clubs in the area. And before she knew it, she had dropped her hardest college courses, and for the rest of her second year, she substituted easy, enjoyable subjects that required less study and gave her more time to play music. Well, there was no third year for Kathy at the university. By that time, she had arrived in Nashville and began working toward a degree as a country singer. The latest from Kathy Mattea is called Walking Away a Winner, and it ranks this week at number 3.
Anytime love is on the table, stakes are high. And I thought this was love, so I laid it all on the line. You nearly took everything I had. Never knew I could hurt so bad. But at least I left with every piece of this heart of mine. I'm walking away a winner.
Rising up one to number 3, Kathy Mattea's Walking Away, a winner. 2 hits to this week's brand new number 1 song by a guy who gives a lot of credit for his big-time success to his small-town upbringing.
American Country Countdown.
This is our weekly update on your favorite singers and songs in today's country music. My name is Bob Kingsley. We have arrived at number 2 on the countdown. It's called Whenever You Come Around. And here is Vince Gill.
Face of an angel, pretty eyes that shine. I lie awake at night, wishing you were mine. I'm standing here holding the biggest heartache in town. Whenever you come I get weak in the knees and I lose my breath. Oh, I try to speak, but the words won't come. I'm so scared to death. And when you smile, that smile, the world turns upside down. Whenever you come around, I feel so helpless. I feel just like a kid. What is it about you that makes me keep my feelings hid? I wish I could tell you, but the words can't be found. Whenever you come around, I get weak in the knees and I lose my breath. Oh, I try to speak, but the words won't come. I'm so scared to death. And when you smile, that smile, the world turns upside down. Whenever you come around, so scared to death. When you smile, that smile, the world turns upside down. Whenever you come around, and when you smile, that smile, the world turns upside down. Whenever you come around, whenever you come around.
That is Vince Gill, second week at number 2 out of his new album, When Love Finds You. Vince and Whenever You Come Around. Our number 1 song this week is by a man who credits some of his success to the fact that he grew up in a small town. Neil McCoy grew up in Jacksonville, Texas, and it provided the perfect setting for a musically talented guy like himself. For instance, the church was one of the centers of social activity for Neil and his family. Both parents sang in the choir, and they made sure that their 3 kids attended church as well. Neil's brother and sister played musical instruments, and they taught him to play a little. Well, it wasn't long before Neil embarked upon a musical exploration of his own on what he refers to as the garage band circuit. He says there just weren't many clubs in that small town, but he sat in with every garage band that he could find. So, between his parents, his brother, and sister and local musicians, Neil soaked up a lot of different musical influences right there in Jacksonville. Later on, the family moved to Longview, which is near Dallas-Fort Worth, and at that point, he was already primed to make a career of playing music. Taking a 5-notch jump and scoring his second #1 hit, here is Neil McCoy and Wink.
I woke up this morning, my head felt dense. I splashed it with water, trying to make it make sense. I stumbled to the kitchen, she was standing at the sink. All she had to do was just give me that wing. And slam bam, I'm feeling alright. Troubles take a hike in the blink of an eye. Don't need to psychoanalyze or have a stiff drink. All she's gotta do is just give me that wing. Well, it's her way of saying she's on my side. An unspoken message that works every time. When my brain starts smoking and I can't even think, all she's gotta do is just give me that wing. Slam bam, I'm feeling alright. Troubles take a hike in the blink of an eye. Don't need a psychoanalyze or have a stiff drink. All she's gotta do is just give me that wing. In this complicated world, it may sound absurd, but simple little things are the miracle cure. Pushed to the limit or standing at the brink, all she's gotta do is just give me that wing. And slam bam, I'm feeling alright. Troubles take a hike in the blink of an eye. No need to psychoanalyze or have a stiff drink. All she's gotta do is just give me that wing. And slam bam, I'm feeling alright. Troubles take a hike in the blink of an eye. No need to psychoanalyze or have a stiff drink. All she's gotta do is just give me that wing. All she's gotta do is just give me that wing.
Out of his album, No Doubt About It, Neil McCoy up to #1 and Wink. You have just heard the 40 most popular records in the nation as determined by Billboard magazine for the chart week of June 18, 1994. American Country Countdown is produced by ABC Watermark. Our staff includes Barbara Lyon, Neil Hazlip, Matt Wilson, Ann Beebe, Linda Kelly, Barbara Silber, Mark Humphrey, Dave Burgess, Sherry Carter, Lori Aiken, Ken Halford, Mike Williams, Jody Augustine, and Pat Shields. ACC was created by Casey Kasem and Don Bastani with Tom Rounds. I'm Bob Kingsley, inviting you to join me again next week. We'll count them down to that #1 country song in the nation.